Hello, 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 and happy Fly Day. Happy Fly Day. I hope you are doing amazing. I hope you've had an amazing week. It is time to check in. It is Fly Day Live, y'all. And if you are new here, welcome. I'm Lanisha Marie, aka the Fly Coach, and Fly stands for fulfilling living year round because the goal is to thrive in every area of life spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, and professionally. But on a deeper level, as a life and business coach, I work with women to help them monetize their overlooked skills, create purpose-driven income streams with ease, breaking through those mindset and money barriers so that they can build the life of their dreams, okay? And that is what the Fly Life is all about. So what is Fly Day? Again, if you are new, we do this every Friday. A Fly Day is a day that we come and we celebrate our wins. We share lessons that life is teaching us right now. And we recognize where we may have fell off this week, what we didn't get done. We look to see, okay, what barriers did we come up against? What can we readjust? And most importantly, how do we keep moving? So that's what Fly Day is all about. But I want to hear in the comments. Let me make sure that y'all hear. I want to hear in the comments, what are you proud of? Okay. What did you do this week? What did you accomplish? Because it is so easy for individuals to minimize and overlook the work that you're doing, the work that you're putting in, no matter how big or how small. We celebrate around these parts. Okay. So let me know in the comments, what are you proud of? What did you do so we can celebrate you? I am so excited, y'all, because I have done some amazing work in the Ascend community, and I'm just so excited with what is being created and built over there. So if you are not in Ascend, I'm going to make sure I drop the link so that you can go ahead and join the community. It's a community of purpose-driven women building legacies. Okay. But anywho, so Fly Day, what I want to talk about today in the lesson for the week is something that has come up so many times in conversations this week, and it's something that I talk about often, but because it's come up so much, I said, let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. And the difference is of what we're talking about is what you can do, what you like to do, and what you're called to do. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about. The difference between what you can do, what you like to do, and what you're called to do, because they are very much different. And here's the truth, because what you can do, okay, these are your skills, they're your talents, your abilities, they're things that can make you money. What you like to do, these are your hobbies, your passions, your interests, and they can also make you money. Let me use myself as a real-time example. So what I can do, my skills, my talents, abilities, I say it all the time, HR is my skill set. That's my background. That's my education. I went and got my bachelor's, master's certifications, all things, because that is what I can do. That's my skill set, and it does make me money. What I like to do is travel. Okay, if you can't tell, what I like to do is travel. And travel also can make me money on the side. But here's the difference in how you have to know how to balance is because what you can do and what you like to do can still be a distraction if they're not aligned with your calling. And so that's why it's important to know, what am I called to do? And your calling is different. It's the thing that God assigned to you. And it's where fulfillment, it's where peace, and it's where impact all collide. And so how does that look like for me? That's coaching. Okay. I love working with women and seeing their light bulb moments. I love when we have conversations and you start to see that mindset shift. I love when individuals start to get the confidence and the boldness to step into who God created them to be in order to do what he created for you to do, because that assignment is where that impact comes. And so that's why I always say, when I work with individuals, it is about increasing your income, your impact, and your fulfillment. But in the midst of doing those things, I still work travel because I like to do travel, but I have to also understand where and prioritize what's important. What should I be working on right now in this season? What should I be working on today to make sure that we get things done? Hey, Miss Betty. Hey. And so what we're talking about on this live is how to make the shift from doing just what you can or like to do and living in what you are called to do. Okay. And so I'm going to share three, y'all know I'm always gonna come with some tips, okay? Because I'm like, if you're listening, it needs to be value add, at least for me. And so that's why I try to make sure that this is what we put out, is how are we learning, how are we growing, how are we shifting our mindsets and how we're thinking. And so here's the first note that I wanted to bring about, is that sometimes there are individuals that are performing on platforms that God never told you to even stand on. So you could be busy, you could be booked, you could be burnt out, but you are bypassing your breakthrough. You're bypassing the thing that can create wealth. You're bypassing the assignment because you're busy doing other things that are, in fact, distractions. And I posted it earlier today, and I said, one of the enemies to purpose is when you are busy doing other things because it's a distraction disguised as a good idea. And so how do we deal with this, and how do we manage it? Here's a tip: pause. Just slow down and ask, what have you called me to do in this season? Okay? Because you cannot receive direction when it's constant noise. Let me give you an example I just thought about. So are you the type of driver that when you're driving and you need to park or something, you got to turn the music down? Even though the two have nothing to do with each other. But it's like, hold on. I need to pay attention really quickly. And that's how I want you to manage your assignments and understanding, is this something I like to do? Is this something I can do? Or is this something I'm called to do? Is to make sure that you are seeking alignment over activity all the time, okay? Number 2, you could be producing a lot, but is it purpose fruit? Okay, because your calling has a signature. And this also came up this week when we were talking about like branding and marketing, and your signature is you. That's who you are. But your calling has a signature that brings peace. It multiplies not only yourself, but it multiplies others, and it fuels you. So busyness could very much bring income, but calling brings impact and internal peace. So this is why when I work with individuals and we talk about, this is why I really work with individuals to create purpose-driven income streams, because there are so many different ways to make money, but if it's not aligned with you, then it could be a distraction, like I always say. But the thing is that when you dig deeper into the why behind people are doing things, it has to be so much bigger than yourself. That's where you get the impact. And that's where you get the internal peace. What did you say? Alignment over activity. We got to live on purpose. So how do we trace the fruit? How do we look at the fruit to see, is this purpose-driven fruit, or is this just fruit that I'm spending time over here growing? I'm over here planting seeds and watering, but I have no business even being in that garden over there. I need to be focused on where I am here. Is ask yourself if this fruit aligns with the person that you are becoming. And it all goes back to being intentional. And that's why I stress intentionality over everything. Be intentional in what you are doing. And sometimes it means pause for a second. Pause and see, how does this align with the person that I'm becoming? And then last but not least, God is not calling you to be a clone of someone else's success. And this is why Fly Day is a culmination of the lessons that God is the lessons of the week. You know, what is life teaching you? What is God saying? What is God speaking? Because these are all things that I have been talking about and over this week, is that your calling is unique, and it's not about being a carbon copy of somebody else's success. You have a unique assignment. And when you try to do everything that everybody else is doing, you are delaying the one thing that God anointed you to do. The grace is on your particular assignment. And so embrace your grace, embrace your own lane, stay in your lane, honor your own lane, work in your lane, own your own lane. Whatever your brand is, whatever your assignment is, whatever your mission is, whatever your tagline is, that's your assignment. So live it, okay? And I understand, because saying yes to opportunities just because I could do them or just because I like them have in the past held me up. And so that's why when people talk to me now, it's like, man, I could tell you're excited about what you're doing. And it's like, yes, because I'm helping individuals, number one. Well, not number one, that's number two. Number one is that I'm doing what God told me to do, point blank and period. Number two is that I'm helping individuals. And number three is that it's the things that truly light me up. And that's how I know that I'm living in my assignment and living in my calling. And when I say that there is no better feeling than fulfilling living, There is no better feeling. And this same feeling is what I strive to help other individuals experience, because life is short to be miserable. Life is short to not enjoy what you are doing. I literally had a conversation like 2 hours ago, and the person was like, Lanisha, I never get a chance to travel. I never get a chance to go anywhere. I'm just working. And honestly, my job is not paying me enough. So I got to work a whole nother second job. Do you know how many people are living that story? When you step into your calling, like I said, it not only multiplies others because the impact is that much greater, but it multiplies your income. And that's what we are looking to do. Okay. So when I finally started leaning into my calling and I started helping women find that clarity, I started helping them align with their purpose and create lives that they absolutely love. That's where everything shifted. That's where I get my energy, my joy, my income, and both my impact. So I hope I said something that resonated with you today, because my goal is to have you think about what am I doing? Okay. Am I living in what I just can do? Because how does that make you feel? Are you doing what you just like to do, but you still feel a little bit empty because it's not what you're called to do? Or are you doing all three? Or most importantly, are you doing what you're called to do? That's the most important thing. Because fulfillment is found in purpose. It isn't found in doing everything. It's found in doing the right things. So if you are ready to step into that clarity, find that confidence, or step into the person that God designed you to be, I want you to go ahead and put the word calling, because I wanted you to join us in Ascend, because this is what we do. These are the type of conversations that we have to grow to our next level. Because purpose is not something that you find, it is something that you live, and it's something that you do intentionally. Okay? So I hope y'all have. Oh, thank you, Miss Betty. I appreciate that. Listen, everything that I put together is what I'm speaking. Like, it's literally what life is teaching me right now. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. But if you enjoyed the content, let me know in the comments, whether you are watching this live or you are watching the replay. Let me know. Did something I said resonate and hit you where it needed to hit? Okay. Do you need to go and do some reflecting? Did something I said you didn't really agree with? Put it in the comments, because we can have a healthy conversation, okay? But most importantly, if I said something and you know that someone else needs to hear it, I want you to go ahead and make sure that you like it, that you subscribe, you share, whatever platform you're watching this on. Make sure that you send it to someone else that you know needs to see it, okay? All right, I will see y'all on the next Friday Live. But until then, see you later. Have an awesome and amazing rest of your weekend and day.